Hi, this is Military Model Paul with an update on my TAMIYA Hetzer, the mid version, which is kit number 35285. I enjoyed the build so far. It's completed now. It's a final reveal, so not so far. It has been finished. The last thing I had to do is add the aerials. As you can see, I put it on a mirror. Greg mentioned one of these and he said about sending me one, but I already had one, and so I thought I'd use this. The batteries have gone, so I'll be doing it by hand very slowly. A good thing about that is you don't hear the motors that winding like they do on when it's on battery. So here we go then. So as you can see, I've done everything, and I remember I actually finned all the side skirts on this one, and I wished I'd left them a little bit thicker because they are very flimsy and fit. They broke off a couple of times, but I managed to put them back on with a bit of super glue and a bit of backing, and that's okay, so I don't touch them anymore. I have got the Academy version, which is a late version which Greg's kindly sent me, so I will be doing that later at some point, and I'm looking forward to that as well. And that would be the late version, but the exhaust is slightly different. It actually runs down this side and comes the actual pipe at the end comes along horizontal at the back, so that'd be interesting. Anyway, so let's get back to this. So I've actually done it with the colours I said originally, which was to do with the Attacker paints, with the late set from 1943, I think it is, to 45, and I used the late version of the Dunkel Geb, and I have shown that anyway. So I might take a photograph at the end of this just to show you the paints I used and bits and pieces. I used 502 oils, which was buff, to actually get the effect. I used the original colour, the buff colour, to very finely spray over the vehicle to give it to bring all the colours together, and then I went over with oils and dust to actually give it that dusty look, because this vehicle is just covered in road dust. It's got a bit of mud on the front, a little bit on the sides and underneath at the back, and I used rust as well. I used live colour rust pigments plus the which really come out, and I actually used Mr. Surface on the exhaust pipe. When we get round to that, you'll see what I mean. Anyway, let's have a quick look round the kit. Here we go. Let's go nice and easy. I think you can see a bit of webbing down the front where it's actually stuck to it. It's dried on European Earth, that colour that was. It was AK colours. Inside the periscope, I don't know if I'm going to get a glint. No, I'm not. But inside there is actually a perspex at the back to give it the impression of the glass periscopes, which would have been in place. Come round through. Gun disappears out of shot. Never mind, it goes back in later. The transfers I used on these were masks for the numbers, but I actually used the actual decal from the kit for the cross, and it worked really well. And I used a very heavy solution to actually get it to adhere to the surface, and it really did. But it did ruin one of the decals because it ate into it too much. I put too much on, but I got the hang of it and basically got it sorted out, and I really like that for the TAMIYA heavy decals. The way around, here we go. I think you can see the rust now on the exhaust on the side. What I've done is I actually put exhaust rust really heavy on the ends and up to the pipe going into the engine compartment, but I left the paint pickled, a little bit pickly, on the exhaust pipe, which I thought was quite a nice effect. I've never done it before, so it was a first, but I quite like it. I might be able to zoom in on that part there, so let's have a see if I can zoom in. There you go. So it's really nice and pickly in this area. A bit like if I use this brush in this area, you can see where it's pickled off. The paint's actually come off and left a pickled bit of rust there, and it's all pickly all over. And I used that. I did that with Mr. Surface 500, and just stippled it on really well, so it was really duff textury. Then when I painted the rust colour all over, and then I went over a light spray of the base colour. Dunkel Geb, but the same as a base colour vehicle, and basically like that, and then went over and dry brushed rust over the top just so it's showing through but not coming through. So quite happy with that. That was quite a nice thing. I've got the periscopes in there. I actually used clear green ones from AFV Club, meant for the Tiger, but they worked out okay for this. And what I did is I sprayed them all black, and then I went in with a cocktail stick and rubbed off the paint that was on the actual clear part, and that worked quite nicely, so that was okay. Oops, that's come out of this, isn't it? There you go, carrying on, man. And there you go. So what I'm going to do is switch down. I'm going to switch it off and come back from a top view. See you in a minute. Thank you. Well, I'm back with a second part of this video. It's a quick. This is really a quick part. This is an overview looking down on the vehicle, looking at the roof plate. I might be able to zoom in a little bit for you. There you go. Gives you an idea of the details on it and the actual scheme. It was a bit of a fiddly one to do, but not too bad, I suppose. Done the bias ports. I actually used the periscopes in the vehicle. Got a couple of holes in the mesh where it's been damaged. I thought that was a nice touch. I copied that off Greg Riley, because he did it, and I thought myself that ain't a bad idea, and I just tweaked a couple of holes with a pin, bottom corner and up near the top where the exhaust is. Come around a little bit like this and wind it back out again. There you go. Now what I did do, and what that is, oh, it's a reflection in the mirror. I thought it was something wrong with the camera. Anyway, what I did is I just showed the paint set I used for this, which is the Attacker one. And it's Defender the Reich, Eastern Front. Yep, and that's the actual set number, HTK-CS94. The decal solution I used to actually get the decals down, and remember it's TAMIYA decals of the actual crosses I used this on. This is 2-in-1 softener, and this is this particular one. This is from VMS. Very good stuff. It does eat into it quick, but it's well worth it. It does two jobs in one. So you paint some on the vehicle, put the decal on, paint it over top, and then just basically sit back and watch it for a little while. Because if you start rubbing it, it actually starts to break up the actual decal. So really worth good stuff for that. So that's what I was using. I used that for the first time on this one, and I will use it on my Tiger when I do the actual decals on that. So there you go. I'm just going to give just a bit more slant like this. And I think I'll call that quits then. So thank you very much for watching, and it's been a pleasure building this kit. It was quite a quick build when you think about it, but I did actually forget to record a few updates, and I'm afraid when you start building these things you start getting stuck into it. But anyway, it's got very nice. I'm really pleased with it, and as I said, I've got another one to build later on, the late version that Greg sent me kindly. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this, and I'll catch you on the next one. And I'm not going to say that magic words now. I'm going to say basically, look after yourselves. Thank you very much. Catch you on the next one. Happy modelling.